It's update time. Yeah, it's been a few days. Kind of how life goes for me. Stuff happens, and oh boy, has stuff been happening. Yeah. So I just got off my first EMDR session, teletherapist, which is, I mean, it's just, it's so cool. You sit in your house, and I didn't even have to shower. I'm wearing what I slept in and what I ran in, and sorry about that, but yeah, I just figured I know you all well enough now that I can pull this whole thing off. I don't have to, get fixed up for you anymore. Seems like all I ever get fixed up for anymore is a vlog or an art class. How that goes. Someday I will get fixed up again. Anyway, I just had my first EMDR session. It was intake for this one, but I'm really excited. I'm very impressed with the caliber of the therapist who, first of all, could take clients, because a lot of them are really booked. Because have you noticed there's a mental health crisis going on out there? Yeah. So he could take clients. He works with my insurance, and he knows technology. We had some glitches with whatever the official therapeutic teleconferencing thing was. So eventually I said, all right, look, can we just go to Zoom? Because I know how to do Zoom. So we went to Zoom, and it worked. And it was really nice just to be able to confer with a therapist in a very relaxed way, where I could describe recent turmoil, ancient trauma, and he was not only connecting the dots, but at the end he says, yeah, I think EMDR is going to work beautifully for you. So I'm excited, because I've spent a good deal of my adult life seeking after, chasing after, demanding my way after healing. I have flown all over the globe. I have spent much time with therapists and seeking after modalities, being trained in numerous modalities, all for the purpose of healing, which I tend to think more of as integrating, because I don't think there's really anything wrong with us. I don't think being human is something that needs to be fixed, but we definitely become fragmented. We get parts, parts is parts. And we get different aspects of us that can get frozen in time. Whenever there's a traumatic event, a child can be frozen in time. And y'all, trauma does not have to be some big, huge, cataclysmic, horrific event. It's not like, PTSD, people often think that it means, oh, I went to Afghanistan and I stepped on a landmine, or I witnessed someone stepping on a landmine, or I got shot at, or had a near-death experience, or I had cancer, or something that was truly significantly cataclysmic and specific. Those are kind of easy to fix. No disrespect to people who've had to contend with PTSD, but when you know what the source and origin is, you're halfway there to resolving it. It's the more subtle stuff, what's known as CPTSD. And the C, PTSD, first of all, stands for post-traumatic stress disorder. It's not what happened to you that hurts you. It's what you and your body concluded about the event that continues to hurt or affect you. So CPTSD is a little different. The C can stand for chronic, or it can stand for, I am so having a brain fart. What is the other C word? Chronic, or I can't think of the word, but it basically means ongoingly. So it'll come to me at 3 a.m, and I will sit up in bed and I will yell out the C word, and nobody will hear me, and there won't be a camera on me, because I don't do the whole camera on me when I'm in bed thing. No, I don't do that. Where was I? CPTSD. So the notion of CPTSD is that there was a continuous atmosphere of some sort of stress or fear or pain or threat that was occurring to you in most likely your childhood, because most of what hurts us gets imprinted or conditioned in those first 7 years of life, or also in the prenatal part of life. That area where we're primarily emotional beings, we haven't yet learned or developed to have the higher cognitive skills. That's when most of our imprinting, our conditioning, our domestication happens to us. And that's why it's hard to get back there, because we can suppress that stuff for the most of our lives. That's the fodder for what triggers us. When we get triggered later in life, it's because this stuff, this unresolved, festering stuff, got stepped on by someone or something in our present situation. And it's so easy to blame the triggerer, to shoot the messenger, rather than recognizing this is a sacred invitation to do that healing work. So there are modalities that can go back to that time and address those underlying, often subconscious issues. One of them would be hypnotherapy. I'm trained in hypnotherapy, and I'm going to be brushing up on my skills so that I can offer myself services to people who are hurting. It's hard to work on yourself. I have tried. I have so tried, and I've been able to do quite a bit, but I need help to get to those things, because I, like everyone, I have inner blockages, inner defenders who won't let me get back to the stuff that really hurts. It's trying to protect me from going there. And it protecteth too much, to butcher Shakespeare. But that early stuff, that's where we need to get to. So hypnotherapy is one of those modalities that can go there. There's a modality that I learned when I was still in Christianity called theophostic. It stands for the light of God, and it shines the light on the lies that we believe. And then you take those lies and you hold them up to the voice of truth, and you receive the truth that replaces the lie. And then you're free. The truth will set you free. But first, it's going to piss you off. That's almost guaranteed. So we've got hypnotherapy, we've got theophostic, NLP can often do this. Anything that goes to the source and origin of the original problem on an experiential level. So enter EMDR. And I always botch what it stands for. Eye movement, desensitization, what does the R stand for? Rigmarole. Yeah, that's it. Eye movement, desensitization, rigmarole. Yeah, that's the unofficial meaning. I know the R stands for something else, but it escapes me at the moment. So the R word and the C word, they're going to haunt me in the middle of the night. You'll see. So I've been looking into EMDR, and the therapist that we worked with when we were dissolving our relationship suggested that I give EMDR a try. So I found a guy. He's able to take me on. He's covered by insurance. We're going to be working weekly. So the next 3 weeks of my life are going to be absolutely encapsulated with EMDR and packing. So since I last showed my face to the world at large here in this platform, I've had to face that I need to move. So y'all probably know my relationship dissolved. We had intended to do this amicable, benevolent breakup. We were going to document it. We were using the conscious uncoupling process. We were going to part as friends. We were going to stay in place until one or both of us could afford to move out because of COVID, because of lack of unemployment insurance, because of all the things, right? That was the plan. And then my plan got blown to smithereens when I discovered there had been betrayal and deception and putting my health and well-being and safety, and even actually due to COVID, my life at risk. So there went the friendship. There's no friendship without trust as a foundation. And there went my feeling of safety. When I know something's done, when I know something's over, And I already knew the relationship was over. But when I know something is over and it's unhealthy for me to remain, I skedaddle. I get gone. So I first secured packing boxes. I got a room back there filled with more boxes than they could ever use, and packing paper and all the things. I may be selling parts of them because they were used by a little old lady and they're in great shape. And then I contacted the landlords of my former much beloved Victorian apartment in Dallas, Oregon. I've lived there twice previously. So yeah, this is my third time moving into the house. It's known as the Love Lady. The local lore is that it was once a bordello and that it's still haunted by the madam as a ghost. So when I first moved into it in 2011, nobody else wanted to rent the place because of the rumors. They were scared. I was intrigued. First time I walked in, I walked up those stairs and this warmth and this sense of welcome enveloped me. It was November and the heat was turned off, but I felt warmly embraced. It was incredible. Now I had a dilemma because I was working at the time as a leasing agent for an apartment complex. And so my boss and my landlord, the two people from whom I would need references to get into a new place, they were one and the same. And if I gave those references, she would know I was leaving, and I couldn't leave until I know I had a place to go because she had the right to kick me out with just 24 hours advance notice. So it was this yikes thing. So I explained that to the new landlord, and they ran my credit score. It was through the roof stellar. And they said, sure, we can't rent this place. So if you want it, $35 for the registration and you're in. So I got in. I moved myself in and loved it. Moved out for a year to live with my now ex-partner. We broke up. The next day, there was a for rent sign in the front yard. I moved back in. The relationship was up and down for several years. And then he proposed. And then I moved out, moved here. But I've been having fantasies for the past 20 months of being alone in that apartment. And every time I see it, because it's on the way to pick up my kids, every time I see it, my heart just like expands and rises up. And there's this connection with me and the madam and the love lady have this thing. And she wanted me back. So last week, when I reached out to the landlords and I said, hey, remember me? In an email. And they wrote back, remember you? We talk about you all the time. They've collected some of my art, really amazing people, and they miss me. They want me back. So we negotiate on a price I can afford. They're building me an art shack in the backyard, so I have a studio space. They're buying me a new mattress for a bed, a gorgeous Victorian 4-poster bed that got left behind. A month-to-month lease, which is unheard of. What else? I know there's more. Oh, and they're moving out some spare pieces of furniture that were in the way. And what they told me is that they believe I moved here for 2 years so that they could remodel the place for me. How's that? That's their story, and we're all sticking to it. Yeah. So soon as I push end meeting on this blog post, I'm going to get into the room with my packing tape and I'm going to start packing books and knickknacks and all the things. Do you see these things behind me? This is a 3-bedroom house and the vast majority of the stuff is mine, well, plus a basement. So to save moving costs, because moving's expensive, I'm going to be packing all by myself. I've got 3 weeks to do, well, 20 days, 1 day shy of 3 weeks. I'm going to be packing everything myself, schlepping as many boxes as I can over to the Victorian. It's about a 15-mile drive, 1 carload at a time. I did it before. I did it from there to here 2 years ago because I was motivated, because I was getting married and moving in the same week. And I don't care what your brain tells you, if it ever tells you that it would be fun to get married and move in the same week, you tell your brain, no, it's not fun. My chiropractor had fun because I had to see him 4 times, but no, it's not fun. Not fun. Yeah. So I'm going to be doing all the packing and as much moving as I can of everything that will actually fit in my car, one load at a time, so that there's only the piano, small 5-octave piano, but still a piano, heavy as all get out, piano, and all of the furniture into the place. And I'm babbling. I know I'm babbling. I'm excited. My life is manifesting again. My life is getting magical again. I have felt so repressed and heavy and sad and grieving and crazy because I was being gaslit. My body took on vertigo for 550 plus days so far because my equilibrium, my emotional balance was off, and my body took on what I had no emotional bandwidth to contend with. So I'm counting on all of that to resolve when I make this move. I'm excited. If you know me on Facebook, and of course you should know me on Facebook, but if you know me on Facebook, go to my timeline, Dina Lynn, scroll down a bit because I'm a prolific poster. I express on Facebook. If you scroll down a bit, you will find some pictures of this gorgeous Victorian, including the remodeled interior. Ah, she'd be so pretty. She was quirky and fun before, but now she's elegant and still quirky and fun. So of course I would live there because, you know, I'm quirky and fun and I'm working on the elegant thing. Not today. This is not, I can clean up, but yeah, today is not the elegant day. So stay tuned for the adventures of Dina got her magical manifestational mojo back. And I'll let you know if I can think of the R word and the C word between now and the next time, okay? Bye, y'all.